We have turned the pursuit of well-being into a second career. Our journals are filled with maps of our psychological wounds, and our schedules are packed with protocols meant to manage our emotional triggers. This constant effort to heal, transmute, or integrate the parts of ourselves we dislike has become a permanent weight. We are living in a state of perpetual maintenance, waiting for the day we finally feel fixed. The fatigue we feel comes from a flaw in the strategy itself. We are treating the symptoms of a structural illusion as if they were permanent defects in our character. The architecture of this experience is older than modern psychology. These ancient texts describe 64 archetypal patterns of human consciousness, each one corresponding to a specific codon in our genetic code. These patterns operate across a frequency spectrum. The baseline is the shadow, a mind caught in noise. Above that is the gift, and finally, the siddhi, total clarity. The shadow is simply our innate intelligence filtered through mental static, trying to solve a misinterpreted reality. When we see these 64 variations as distinct problems, we miss the single mechanical event happening beneath them all, simple signal interference. To understand how this works, we have to look at the role of thought. It is the creative agent generating our moment-to-moment experience. When we believe a passing thought is an objective report, we create the felt reality of a shadow. The specific emotion we feel, be it anxiety, inadequacy, or anger, is just the particular flavor mental static takes as it passes through our unique genetic design. Take gene key 52. When the mind races, this gateway produces the felt experience of stress. The pressure feels like it's coming from the deadline or the bank account, but we are actually feeling the high-volume noise of our own thinking. As that noise settles, the exact same genetic channel reveals a natural capacity for restraint and deep stillness. These qualities were present the entire time, simply obscured by the volume of the thinking. We see the same mechanic in gene key 23. A busy mind filtering through this gateway generates the experience of overwhelming complexity. Every situation looks like an unsolvable tangle. Once the mental noise stops, the same gateway reveals its essence, simplicity. The situation hasn't changed, but the mind is no longer adding the layers of complication that made it look impenetrable. This pattern holds even in our deepest psychological wounds, like gene key 48. Here, mental static manifests as a visceral sense of inadequacy, the feeling we are missing something vital. A settled mind allows that same channel to express as resourcefulness. The sense of lack evaporates because we are no longer focused on the thought-generated gaps in our own capability. In gene key 36, that same interference creates the experience of crashing emotional turbulence. Every feeling looks like a crisis that demands immediate attention. When we recognize that intensity as a product of believed thinking, turbulence subsides into grounded humanity. The underlying design is unchanged. The channel has simply cleared. This shift in understanding changes what we do when a shadow feeling arrives. If the feeling is generated by thought rather than circumstances, then the traditional work of analyzing and fixing the feeling becomes unnecessary. We don't need to deconstruct the story our mind is telling us. The story is just the noise. The only relevant information is the feeling itself, which acts as a guide to our current level of mental clarity. Every shadow experience is a dashboard warning lamp. It isn't signaling a mechanical failure in our design. It's alerting us to the presence of heavy interference. The message is always the same. Clarity is temporarily obscured. Do not trust the current view of your life while the noise is this loud. Seeing this mechanism allows the search for healing to fall away. There is no logical reason to systematically work through 64 separate problems if they are all generated by the same single misunderstanding. It's like watching a film. You can feel the tension and the fear of a jump scare, but you stop being at the mercy of the experience the moment you remember that it is just a projection. Once the nature of the illusion is recognized, the mind begins to settle on its own. We stop shaking the globe and wait for the snow to fall, trusting the system's innate capacity to return to clarity. It is the same DNA and the same design. Your gifts are operational and present, broadcasting the moment the interference stops.